A little girl with her butt to you was the one that just got kicked out of the maternity pen over here yesterday. And there's her mama. And the twins and yesterday's baby are all crammed right there in the corner. Yeah, 3 calves laying right there, 2 mommies. And Boomer over there trying to get up. I think she's more shifting a calf than trying to get up. Looked at her last night. She was doing the old doggy trick, sniffing the ground, walking in circles before she laid down. And incidentally, that's the same bed she just got out of that she was in at 9 o'clock last night and 1 o'clock this morning. So I kind of thought I might have seen a calf with her this morning, but no. Big enough to have 10 of them in there, though. Anyway, I figured I'd get some cuteness for the start of Thursday morning. Huh? Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. I could have started this at the feed barn when I was checking there. Had a calf standing at the middle feeder, nobody around him, he's staring at me. Kind of like, what are you doing here, dude? I told him good morning, and his ears perk up, and his head rolls back a little bit, and he goes, huh? So yeah, it's fun knowing what they say. At least wishing we did. So no new babies to report yet. I'm gonna go find a warm spot. It is actually warm today. It's 38 degrees this morning. That's at least 10 degrees warmer than it's been every morning for like the last 2 weeks, except for one other day. One other day was 40, and it's supposed to rain today, so since I didn't see any stars when I came out, I'm gonna guess it's all overcast, and that's why it's warmer. And yeah, they're all over here laying around, standing around. Usually these calves over here are laying along this wall, but one at each end and 2 of them wandering around. There should be one. Oh, there it is. One laying down here. That's what I was missing. Don't ask me how many there are, because I don't know. I just got a rough idea, and if I don't come up with enough in an area, I know I need to look harder. And yeah, there's the other newer one. Mama must be afraid it's got the plague or something. I don't know. Oh well. We'll see what the day brings. In the meantime, yep, it's dark out there. Didn't think we'd get to see much this morning. 39 degrees. That's like 10, 12 degrees warmer than it's been. And it's raining. But obviously there's a slit in the sky over there, because there's the bright spot. And yeah, I walked back here too far. By the looks of it, it's just a good steady rain everywhere. Not like there's a big downpour coming at the moment. You can kind of see everywhere. Now I can't hardly see the screen on my phone. A thought and measuring went into making that little plate. And I'll show you one of the many reasons why most engineers ought to be thumped in the head. There's 3 bolts that hold the valve to the bottom of this treadle. Yeah, there. That one. And yeah, that's number 1. She's late this morning. They had a cow making noise all night, so it's after 9 now. You look right in there. There's a bolt right there. I can get my index finger on my left hand in this side and my pinky finger in on the other side to screw that sucker in. And luckily I've got a broken off Torx bit, quarter drive, and just barely pushed the pedal down as far as I could and got the ratchet and that bit in It ain't tight, but it's tighter than nothing. Why in the hell didn't they put that a little different way? Can you imagine if this was in a truck, trying to get that out to change that valve when the valve goes bad? I'm bad enough the way we're doing it. Some of these bolts are going to be a pain in the ass to get to bolt in, because these two go and do existing holes. So does this one and that one. These two out here, I just decided that's too far. The slot this is in actually goes to about here, so I wanted it covered. And then this one will go through the cab floor. This one I don't think will. It should be in the middle of nowhere. And this one over here will go through the cab floor. Plenty of bolts. Way too many probably, but I don't want it to vibrate. I don't want to make a noise. I don't want it wiggling. So that is basically ready to set in, as long as I can get that valve to drop in the hole. That's going to be the hard part. I set it up from the bottom side, but you know, it's got a little extra on there, and there's no way in hell I'm going to set that thing up there from the bottom and try to put those bolts in. It's hard enough laying in there. I'd rather lay underneath the frickin' dash of a Subaru, for God's sakes. So anyway, that's that one. And I was out here kind of late last night dinking with stuff. I should have machined a couple fittings, but I didn't. Hoping maybe number one actually stopped and picked some up. But I goofed on my park brake bracket. It is right here where it belongs. Valve goes in that hole. This was fun too, by the way. 2 screws went in with the gun, but the 2 up there in the shadows, I went ahead and used a screw gun to put them in the doorpost. Then took them out and put them in with an end wrench. If that wasn't fun, tell you what. Anyway, I scuffed the paint on the damn thing. So me being the smart guy I am, I'm going to touch that up. It'll be dry in the morning. It all lifted. I just did this surface and then this surface. But all of it lifted, and there's 2 spots there that apparently I didn't get all the old paint off. So, yeah, I was repainting that last night. It is what it is. It's what it's going to be. Valve's going to go in it there, and the air lines will drop right straight down, and that hole in the floor is in the wrong spot. I want it closer to the edge, so they'll get moved over to the edge. Well, the hole will. I may take the hole saw and cut a hole. Smaller holes aren't too bad with a hole saw. That's too bad it's not a hole like that one, or even that one. And close to the edge, that'd be the right size. But anywho, oh yeah, there's my hole from the top side. You can see where the bolt holes already are. And cut a good share of that frame piece out, but I had to make sure and leave the web. I don't care about taking the flange part off. The web's more important. Hopefully it didn't put too much strength away. So anyway, now that I got another 10 million messages, I better check those. Bring you back when I got some more done. Oh yeah, and it's raining, in case I didn't tell you that earlier. There's a couple more pieces on the floor. I got it in, but it was about a 1/4 inch. Not quite a 1/4 inch back too far. So, see if I can get you around here. It was time to just take the cut off. Cut her off as far as I could. It was hanging up on this frame piece. And really don't want it hitting that, because that's mounted on rubber. That and the floor don't move together. So, yeah, cut more out. Still gonna have to work it through the floor, but once it's in, it should be clear everywhere. And hit that with some paint. While that's dry, and I'm gonna go grab some lunch. Oh yeah, I got a sore knuckle too. Nailed my index finger knuckle when that went. Left a nice mark in the glove, but Other than my finger being swelled up and a little sore, it works, right? Keep my phone from flipping like it did yesterday. There's a park brake. Release, pulls out spark. This is because it's actually a trailer fill valve. It's got to have pressure into here to keep the valve from popping. So it's just jumped in. This down here will go down to the brake cans, and that's the air supply, and that is the exhaust out of the valve, which will run down and go out of the cab. And there it is. And no, it did not get where I thought it was going to be. I actually had to re-drill the holes. They were off between 1/2 and 3/4 of a hole. So, it's there. I'm hoping this seat slides back a little more, because for me, I gotta brace myself to lift my leg. But there it is. Now I can figure the throttle over here. And who knows, the throttle may just be a plunger through the floor. I don't know yet. We'll see. See what I come up with. And the other fun part, a clutch over here. And by the way, thank God for long drill bits. Well, that one happens to be one that Ron got to replace the one that he goobered up. So thanks, Ron. I did use it today. There it is. It's in. I can get to the 2 ports I need to. And my issue was clearance right there. I was tight against that, and my holes were still off. So now you can stand on your head and measure 10,000 times and still be off. But it's in there and it's solid, can't hit. I'm good with that. Yeah, let the rest of the fun begin. What do you suppose happens when you get it all the way? Technical difficulties. Little H there, 3 second, whatever it is you just saw. Yeah, I had it all the way in, but there's no way I would have got a fitting in over here, because get you in the right spot. This piece that I already cut out wasn't cut out enough. So instead of taking the whole thing back out of there, we just took the valve off the plate. So number one, got to find the fun of getting to that back bolt. And while I had it out, I got the fittings all done. Had to make a bushing for this one because I just didn't have what I needed. Looks like I'm gonna have to play with it a little bit, because it's kind of gonna be a little close here. Or just wrap it with some rubber hose and call it good. Tie it to the other one, keep away from it. I think it'll be all right. So it is now officially in. No two ways about it. There is clearance to the front. It's got, see if you can see, about 3/16 of an inch, I suppose. That's enough. It should never hit, because right there's the cab mount. It's on rubber, so it wiggles separate from this frame. Trying to figure where I'm going to run the airlines to. Got to figure out where I'm going to put the tanks yet, because that isn't even done yet. And unfortunately, that's all got to hang out here on the frame somewhere. Fuel tank, hydraulic tank, air tanks. It's all got to go somewhere. And still got to figure out where I'm going to put my air compressor. I'm still hoping I can mount it over there on the other side. Really not sure why I can't. Bad thing is it's going to be a freaking hydraulic drive, belt drive. You know, I can probably find an air compressor that's hydraulic drive to begin with, but a whole lot cheaper to belt drive one. I might look into it though, because I still have to buy an air compressor to run it. That'd be nice to have, you know, a married unit, like a sprayer pump. Whole lot easier. Anyway, it's been a day. Stuff like this that just takes freaking time. You know, realistically, damn near all day just getting that valve in. Of course, you know, a few other little things too, but it's stuff like that. I couldn't plan for it really, because I still had to put the cross pieces where I had to put them, knowing I was going to have to cut them out to make things fit. You know, the throttle's probably going to come down right through the middle of it, but cut a hole in it and go. I'm still trying to think how I want to do the throttle. I can probably put a long rod off of here and just run a bushing out a pipe that'll work on it. But you got to make sure it's not in the way of something. Make sure it's going to work the right direction too. So anyway, that's my day. I'm going to call it a day. I was in here late enough last night, so I came back in last night after I finished the video up, after I had dinner, and spent another 3 or 4 hours out here. I'm tired. Hope y'all have a good evening, and hey, according to my watch, tomorrow's Friday, so for most of you, that's the end of your week.